Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I'm here with Juno. I just want to make sure everything's running smooth for you before we go live.
Do you know what? Two of our volunteers are unable to join the green room.
Okay. Can I get those names real quick?
So one is Shekinah and the other is Mankopane.
Okay. Perfect. I will reach out and see if we can get those people in real quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, so we need a couple people to be added here. Give me 1 second. I was just in the other room adding other people. Give me 1 second. I think you are currently on mute. Oh, there you are.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I just said thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. So it's Shakina, is that right?
Yeah, Shekinah.
Shekinah. Okay. Last name Nyakudzi. Okay. So she's good to go. Do you have contact? Do you have a contact with her by any chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so if you ask her to refresh her page and then go into this room again, she should be good to go. And so is Monica Payne.
Thank you. I've just let them know now.
Okay, so yeah, you're welcome. I'll stay in the room here just to make sure that everything is flowing properly.
Okay.
Otherwise, we should be good.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll mute myself for now, and then, but I'm still going to be in the room. So if you need anything, just say my name, and I'll be able to hear from you.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Mariko. I'm in session supporter, so if there's anything, please type in the chat,
Okay.
moderate the chat, so that I will try to help you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You did it. Okay, let me message. Hi, Shikana. If you refresh, and then click on it, you'll be able to join the room. Also, Michael Pan, I was just going to say, I think it might be worth us when other people are speaking because I can hear. Hi, Ashley.
Hello. How are you all?
We're just trying to get some of our speakers.
Okay. Looks like Joseph is here. He's tech from, okay, they're working on it from Juno. Okay, perfect. Great. They'll be the ones to do a lot of that technology stuff. So, yeah. Well, thank you both for being here. I know that you'll have another, but thank you for offering the session, and we appreciate your efforts so far. And participants are really excited. We've had really great turnout across the 2 days, so just immense appreciation for being here. So best of luck. We'll be around if you need anything.
Hello.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, I got to hopefully that doesn't happen in under 9 minutes. Yeah.
No worries. Yes, hopefully. I was just saying, like, good luck. Have a great session. Your moderators will be in soon. They'll be helping with chat functions both on YouTube and in session here. But they're wrapping up another session and should be in shortly. So
thank you so much, Ashley.
Yes, have a great session.
Manko Pane, did you see the message from Trace? Can you check that the IFRC button to make sure the correct mic is selected? Can you check this? What's the SRC button?
It says choose video source.
Yeah, because Manko Pane, there's feedback.
What? when I click on this, it says choose what? Choose video source, and then choose 1 front facing, and then choose 0 facing back, something like that. Do I have to click? Ooh.
Man Kopane, can you hear what you said? Is it my camera? My noise? I'm not too sure. Chase said, sorry, you're very faint. I didn't catch what you said.
Oh.
Is it mine?
I can see you and I can hear you. Is that something that you're worried about?
No. What I'll do is I'm on just to ensure.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Wangari.
Sorry?
Are you the facilitator for the upcoming session?
Yeah.
Sorry?
They're having trouble coming in. So
Okay.
yeah.
It's okay. I was just checking in. I'll be monitoring YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be monitoring YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. I can stay on and then I'll let you know how it feels from.
Sorry?
Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
You're just doing one last check here since it all the speakers made it.
No, so we're still waiting for 2 of our speakers.
2 speakers still.
Yeah.
Okay, and do we know their names? Or do we know the status of where they're at?
Yeah, so both of them are having internet connection issues, but it should be fine because I'm starting. I can just get it going and I'll just continue until they join. So it will be fine. But yeah, just gonna have
what are the names of those speakers?
Shekinah and Deborah.
Shekinah is in and Deborah is in. Okay. So we have here. Okay. Yeah, so they should, I mean, they're already in, so they shouldn't have any problem accessing this. If they do, just drop it in the mod chat if they somehow tell you that they're not able to access. And then lastly, are you familiar with the buttons already? Your tool?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. Just, I think the most important thing here is the third button from the right, which is the screen sharing button, sitting right there in the middle. So bottom left corner, third button.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if you click on that screen sharing button, you'll be able to see entire desktop, window or screen or camera. So I would ask, are you sharing any kind of video?
Yeah, I'm sharing a video. When I click it, it just says integrated camera.
No. So I think you are clicking the source button. So let's look at the bottom left corner. You have the camera, the mic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then the screen sharing button.
Okay, yeah. I see
Okay.
it.
Perfect. So when you click on there, if you're going to share a video, first make sure that it is in guidelines for the Global Youth Summit for copyright issues. The second thing is make sure that you click Chrome tab option, which is the third option there.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
select the window that you're sharing. Then down at the bottom, it says share audio. Make sure that that is also checkmarked.
Okay, great. Yeah, I see that.
Okay. So from there, you should be good to go. It seems like, so Deborah made it. So we're just missing one more person on your on your speakers list.
Yeah, she said she's in, so hopefully she should be coming soon.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, we've got a great team behind you. If anything comes up, someone's having a feedback as well. I'm not sure who that might be.
I'm not sure.
Okay. That went away. So if anything else comes up, just
hi everyone. Yeah, JB, let me jump in because I want to fix this audio issue. So Mancope, I'm sorry to say your name inappropriately. It sounds like your speakers are giving the feedback. Can you turn your audio down, like your sound? Okay, I'm going to test that now. Are people hearing the same feedback? It's still similar. Okay, so for the speakers, when you're not speaking, we'll just need to make sure you stay on mute so that we don't hear that feedback. It has something to do with your computer speakers, unfortunately.
Yeah. So no worries. So you've got 30 seconds here. We'll be sure to kind of get you guys guided. So in 30 seconds, you'll be live. And best of luck, y'all. Just make sure that check the mod chat. That's where we will communicate. Have fun.
Welcome everybody to this session. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to our session on gender-based violence. Welcome back to those who have been to any previous sessions before today, and welcome to those that are tuning in for the first time to any of the sessions at the Global Youth event. Some are joining through the Juno platform, and many are joining through the live broadcast and multiple social media channels. So whatever platform you're on, a big welcome to you. Before we get started, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. And just so you know, by participating in the Global Youth Summit, you have agreed to behave professionally, respectfully, and be culturally sensitive towards others, to promote the principles of respect, diversity, and inclusion, as well as to actively prevent and not engage in any abusive behavior of any kind that leads to harm, prejudice, discrimination, or harassment against anyone. If you do not adhere to these principles or the summit's code of conduct, we may remove you from the session. I'm sure it won't get to that, and I'm sure everybody will be on their best behavior. But if so, unfortunately, we may not be able to participate in any of the other programs for the rest of the summit. We do have a safeguarding team moderating this interaction on the Juno platform, on our live broadcast functions, and all our social media channels. If you do feel unsafe at any time or witness any concerning behavior, please reach out and send an email to safe@globalyouthmobilization.org. So that's safe@globalyouthmobilization.org. We will put it in the chat so that you can all see. And if you do get in touch, know that it will be kept private and confidential, or alternatively, you can also get in touch with our virtual help desk. So before we get going, I want to share a video with you all. Bear with me.
Right now, many people are trapped in their homes with an abuser. This is the shadow pandemic. In one weekend, calls to domestic abuse helplines in the UK went up by 65%. In the US, Asia, and pretty much everywhere, reported numbers are rising. These aren't just numbers, they're people you might know. If you think someone is in trouble, check in on them. Ask them if they're okay and if everything at home is okay. Educate yourself about domestic violence. Know the details of local services like helpline numbers or shelters. If she tells you or you suspect that her life or the lives of her children are in immediate danger, call the protection units or the police. The shadow pandemic is spreading right now. Let's help each other safely right now.
As you watch that video, please write in the chat what your thoughts and how you felt about watching that video. What are some of the things that came to you when you saw that video? Shocked. Any other feelings that came up for anybody when you saw the video? Sad, close to home, absolutely. Emotional. Yeah. Thinking about women in this situation, no, absolutely, Anna. Sad. Once again, I saw sad again. Absolutely. Going through and watching that video, it really did hit close to home. And I'm seeing that so many other people are saying it's scary, shocking. I got very emotional. My whole body froze. For many of us, a video like that can be very triggering. And as you know, we're speaking about gender-based violence. So please, as we go through today's session, please look after yourself. If you do need to step out for any reason, please do so. And just remember that we do have safeguarding in this room and on all our platforms. And once again, yes, I'm seeing people say horrible. I'm seeing people say sad. The most GBV are done by those closest to women. Absolutely correct. Okay, so I know I haven't introduced myself, so I'm going to take this opportunity to do so. My name is Kafaya Okonlawon, and I am from WAGGGS. I'm based in the UK. I now want to also just introduce my colleague Deborah, my colleague Manko Pane, and also my colleague Shekinah that also should be joining us shortly. Once again, I'm just going to go back to some of the comments that I can see in the chat. I'm seeing people say that they felt so sad, fear, that while some of us are safe in our homes, while on lockdown, others don't have the same level of safety and security. Absolutely, fear. I felt sick thinking about how someone could perform such acts to another person, absolutely. As we know, we've been in a pandemic, but as this video said, there's been a shadow pandemic. There's been a pandemic of gender-based violence. Many of you know what gender-based violence is. And so I'm not going to go into depth in explaining, but as we know, it is acts, harmful acts that are directed to a specific gender. It is rooted in gender inequality, the abuse of power, and harmful norms and values such as gender stereotypes and stuff like that. Gender-based violence affects globally 1 in 3 women. And I strongly believe that number is actually underrepresented, but it does say 1 in 3 women. So at the moment, we have 3 speakers. So 1 out of 3 of us could be victims of gender-based violence. But as I've said, I think that number is very much underreported. Today, we're going to hear ways in which we can all support each other and protect each other during this pandemic when it comes to gender-based violence. And as we go through the session, it will be so great to hear from you of some of the things that you are doing to support each other around gender-based violence during this pandemic. Before we move on, we're going to go and do a quick Slido. I'm going to send a link into the chat, and please participate in joining in answering the questions. 1 second, bear with me while I do this and navigate this internet. Okay, paste. So there's a Slido that's link in the chat. Please click it if you can. Also, we'll be reading the questions out loud here, so please feel free to answer in the chat box. Has everyone been able to get the link? If you have, please give us a thumbs up so we know. Okay, great. I'm seeing many people click the link. 1 second. I'm now going to share my screen and let's all do this together. I think I'm showing the answers. That wasn't meant to happen. Bear with me. See, technology just fails itself. Okay, let's just do this now and here. So, for the first question, name different forms of gender-based violence. Please name different forms of gender-based violence. Please do it in the chat if you can. Deborah, if you see anybody speaking on it in the chat, please just read it out for me. Thank you. Okay, so yes, I'm seeing so many things. I'm seeing domestic violence. I'm seeing cyberbullying. I'm seeing FGM. I'm seeing physical harassment. 1 second, if I share this with you all, hopefully you can see it now. Nope. Nope. Bear with me. The technical.
Kafaya, there are a few in the chat box. Would you like me to just... Okay. One here is salary gap between men and women, domestic violence, rape, violence in the workplace, there's cyber discrimination, human trafficking, defilements. Yeah, that's the only ones.
I'll also read some of the ones that have come up on the Slido board. So there's psychological violence, there's economic violence, there's also humiliation. What I really like about that one is that sometimes when we think of gender-based violence, we think of just like physical harm or physical threat, but there is also things like humiliation, bullying, motherly duties, which also falls into things like gender roles. Yes, gender expectations, dominating. Of course, I think a great one is salary gap. I think that's something that isn't spoken a lot about. The fact that the equal pay against men and women, FGM, control over other people, great. This is amazing. Thank you for all the comments that people have shared. We're going to move on to the next question. By what percentage did gender-based violence rise during the global pandemic? If you don't have the link, please answer in the chat. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to reveal the answer now because the charts are going up and down. The correct answer was 35%. 23 people, oh, it's still moving, but for the most part, people said 55. It's 35%. However, I do believe that it's probably closer to 55% just because so much gender-based violence goes unreported. So we never actually quite have the accurate number of the amount of violence that is happening. We're going to swiftly move over to the next question. What form of violence increased the most during the pandemic? Yes. Okay, I'm seeing different answers. Okay, so majority says domestic violence, and that is absolutely correct. It is domestic violence. However, as I've said, I think it's important to know we never have the full accurate amount of percentages when it comes to gender-based violence because so much isn't reported. Thank you so much. And finally, do you believe you have the power to end gender-based violence? Continue on voting. Okay, we're seeing more yeses at the moment. That's great. That's great. Also, please feel free to share in the chat box why you think yes and why you think no. Okay, great. Lovely. So we have the majority that says yes. And I think that is such a great thing to hear. It's so good to hear that a lot of people believe that they have the power to end gender-based violence, because ultimately we do. Yes, I'm seeing Artie saying life's work. Absolutely, it is life's work. Yes, but with others together. Yes, I think gender-based violence is something we need to do collectively. It's something that we need to do as a whole and as a big community from all different levels, on an individual level, on a community level, but also on a government level in terms of implementing laws, implementing policies. So as mentioned, I am Kafai and I'm from WAGGGS. As a part of the work that I do, I'm a part of the Stop the Violence team. And as a part of that team, we have a curriculum called Voices Against Violence. And this curriculum is a co-educational, non-informal curriculum that aims to discuss violence, but also talk about the root causes of violence. As a part of this curriculum, we teach children, young people, adults, including parents, but also the wider community, and we try our best to educate those on what gender-based violence is. From the chat box, it's clear that many people know what gender-based violence is already, but we really want to speak to everybody today to let you know that you can all be a part of this change. You can all be a part of actually ending gender-based violence. From the Voices Against Violence curriculum, we have had so many people, young people, and particularly young women, who have advocated and campaigned against gender-based violence in their country. Before I get onto those examples, please in the chat box write any examples of things that maybe you have done or things that have been happening in your country to end gender-based violence. And please, Mankopane, please feel free to support in reading out those comments out in the chat box. It will be great to hear from everybody. I think we may have lost Manko Pane, but we will continue. Hopefully she can join us in a bit. Deborah, if you can see the chat blocks, please read out some of the comments that people are making around how they think we can end gender-based violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Kafaya. I see advocacy in all levels. Education is another one. Educating our young people about gender-based violence. Advocacy again and awareness. There's online advocacy and subsidized daycare available across the country. Mankopani, would you like to help me? Since I'm seeing a lot of awareness, advocacy. I think you're muted, Mankopani. There's helplines, toolkit helps a lot. And more on awareness and advocacy. Great. Social media, definitely a good way. Policy change. I'm seeing dialogues for localization of treaties like the Beijing Plus 25 to strengthen women. Support groups for victims of GBV. That's another one. Education again. Mangopani. I think you're muted. I'm seeing some legal documents, people speaking about situations. Social media again, definitely. There's awareness again. And yes, campaigns and law enforcement.
Yeah, there are so many there. I saw one that really stuck out to me about people-friendly law enforcement help. I think that's really important. You know, when reporting, you actually have law enforcement that are actually friendly, that actually help you. Yeah, similar to what you said, speaking about raising awareness, campaigning, and mentality change. I think that's equally so important. And that's what's so great about the Voices Against Violence curriculum. I'll shortly share a link, is that that's what we want to do. We want to deal with the root causes to end gender-based violence. So please continue to share in the chat some of the things that you believe can help end gender-based violence, or what you're doing in your community. I want to just move on to some examples. With the Voices Against Violence, as a part of the curriculum, we also want to support young people to actually create change within their community and actually act. So yeah, it is about preventing through education, but also it's a great gateway to then encourage young people to actually act and take action in their country. And I'm just going to give you a few examples of some of the things that have happened within our curriculum to end gender-based violence. So we have Edith in Nigeria, who has spoken about how learning this curriculum has actually helped her identify what gender-based violence is. And through the curriculum, she's actually taken some of the key messages to her chief within her village to actually help eradicate gender-based violence within the community. She understood that it was important that not only did you speak to higher level government figures, but also really speaking to the leaders of the community, because those are the ones that can help change. Or I think about the example of Jermaine and Ange from Rwanda, who actually started the anti-violence club in their school for both boys and girls. And that's one of the great things about this curriculum. It isn't just for young women or women, it is also for boys and men. Because as we know, they also need to be educated on gender-based violence, particularly because they are the ones who are actually perpetrators to this violence. Also, I just want to give the example of the Girl Guides in Barbados, who have actually contributed to their domestic violence abuse bill and actually assisted the government in shaping the way in which that should be written. Think about Malta, who've also supported their government and actually helped enforce a law around FGM to actually stop FGM happening from refugee women coming into their country. This is just a few examples of how young people, in particular young women, have actually been stopping gender-based violence within their country. So it's so great to hear your examples, but equally, I'm so proud to actually give the examples of the young women we have been working with at WAGGGS and what they've actually been doing to stop the violence. Equally, I'll give you an example of Malaysia. They have been raising awareness on child marriage. And they have been doing a great job. Equally, I'll send you a link on the work they have been doing. But I really want to actually highlight some of the work that is currently happening in Girl Guide, South Africa. At the moment, we are actually running a program called Together We Rise. And in this program, we are advocating to end violence within the South Africa. And the topic of conversation, the topic of the campaign is to end gender-based violence in higher educational institutions. And this was something that was really key to the young advocates we were working with, and they believe that this is something very important that's happening within their community. And they're doing this in several ways. One of the ways that they're doing is ensuring that they are engaging with the community by speaking to activists who are already doing this work. Within the comments, someone mentioned about working with others. And that's something that's so important and so key, that we actually work together to actually stop gender-based violence. People do different pockets of work around the country, but actually let's all get together and actually stop gender-based violence together. I am now going to pass over to my colleague, Deborah, so she can continue the presentation. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Kafaya. As Kafaya has already introduced me, my name is Deborah again from the Samoa Red Cross Society. I'm from Samoa, the heart of Pacific, as some would know. I'm a youth advocate and pretty much very passionate about young people and youth development. I will be speaking on ways which we can help support people who are not safe during the pandemic. I think Kafaya has already mentioned some of the examples, and you have definitely contributed as well through the chat box by calling out some of the things such as the campaigns and awareness. And I just wanted to add on to that. And also, please do feel free to drop in the chat box more examples in your countries. So we have the campaigns which Kafaya has already mentioned. There's such great initiatives in various countries. Also, we have support groups such as faith groups or whatever you have in your countries that's actually helping to end violence against all gender across. Also, there's check-ins. We can do video calls or just give a friend a call. Someone may be needing help, but at least you'll be there to help. Then also we can set up neighborhood watch or community patrol, or we can seek help from local authorities or the police. And lastly, we can do online counseling, which is something that's quite relevant and very fitting to the COVID-19 global context. Or you can reach out to organizations, which my colleague Mango Pani will now speak about. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. My name is Mankopane Mabuja and I am a Together We Rise advocate with Girl Guide South Africa. There are many ways in which you can make a change and contribute towards ending gender-based violence. It can be as little as volunteering. Thank you, Deborah, for mentioning that. And I also do want to acknowledge the fact that we are in a pandemic and most of us cannot physically go and volunteer. So you can look up organizations such as the World Health Organization, UN Women, and UNICEF that will help you and give you ways in which you can contribute during the pandemic. You can donate money or your time if you have the means to organizations that support gender-based violence. You can also eat and at restaurants that support survivors of gender-based violence. You can buy products from brands that support gender-based violence survivors. For example, in my country, I know that there's a Unilever product called Joko Tea. I know that when I go to my retail store and I purchase Joko strong quality tea with a purple ribbon. My 1 rand is contributing towards helping a non-profit organization named People Opposing Women Abuse that will help give women safe space. And I know that my contribution is going to help another woman get either legal advice, counseling, or shelter. And now, before I leave, I would like everyone in the chat to please go to Google or whatever searching engine that they are comfortable in using to search names of organizations that support gender-based survivors in their countries. And please write it in the chat. Samoa Victim Support Group. Thank you, Deborah. And as I've mentioned, in my country, we have people opposing women abuse, and we have organizations like mine, Girl Guides South Africa, that puts in place advocacy for young girls to educate themselves on issues of gender-based violence. Canadian Women's Foundation, thank you. YWCA. Kafaya, do you know any in the UK that help gender-based survivors?
Yeah, my mind has gone blank. I do, wait. So we have Women's Aid, we have organizations like East London Rape Crisis, we have Bernardo's, we have, I should know this. We have a few more. Let me just think. Give me 30 seconds. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Sisters Uncut. Someone said Sisters Uncut. Yes, that's also an organization within the UK who's working to end gender-based violence.
Thank you very much for your answers, everyone. I hope that this is one step to many that will help you contribute towards ending gender-based violence in your countries.
Oh, they're still coming in. Manco Panic. Do you want me to read it, or you happy to still read the ones coming in?
Oh, I see SAFW Haven, there's Association Itia. I hope I said that right. There's HIAS. SRHR Africa. Kafaya, do you want me to still read them out, all of them?
No, you don't have to. You can carry on. I'm happy for us to move on. I'm happy for us to move on. I just want to acknowledge some of the further comments that happened previously, some of the comments that happened previously that are further up. So Keely said, yeah, I have made a poster to campaign against child bride, and WAGGGS Malaysia took part in protesting against child brides at the parliament. Yeah, you also check our website, information is there. Prananda said there is an NGO in Israel that I visited called El Halev. They teach vulnerable groups such as LGBT community, women and children to fight to defend themselves facing any kind of violence, since bullying until sexual violence. Yeah. And also Yvonne says, in Kenya, I participated through support of the YWCA Kenya in advocacy against gender-based violence, preventing, mitigation and referral pathways through community dialogues, peace talks, rescues and referrals of survivors. We also partnered with gender-based recovery, centers for help services. Yeah, thank you so much for that. And yes, there are so many different campaigns on gender-based violence. Now, what we want to do is we want to ask you, if you could campaign on one issue around gender-based violence, what would you do that campaign on? Many people before, not many, some people before said they don't think they have the power to actually end gender-based violence. But here we strongly believe you can. And we have actually been witnessed to young women who have actually contributing to ending gender-based violence. So we want to hear from you. What campaigns would you actually do if you had the power to do so? Okay, so advocacy, domestic violence, yes. Rape culture, I think that's a really important one with rape culture, because that includes many things such as victim blaming, such as consent. Someone has also said consent, yes. Pink tat in menstrual health productions, absolutely, that is a very big one. Victim blaming, rape in universities, bullying in schools, mental abuse, jobs and salary, yeah. Sexual harassment and sexual assault awareness and prevention within Black and minority people of color communities. Disrespect. Great. Deborah, do you want to help me just read out the rest?
Yes, definitely. There's against rape culture, mindset and social gender norm, definitely. Advocating and raising awareness on social media, that is definitely one that we can do now with the global context of COVID-19. Promotion, thank you, yes, that's right. Informative campaign on how to not enter in an abusive relationship. Oh yes, definitely, this is a really good one. Sexual harassment, cyberbullying, yeah, that's correct. Gender inequality, that is one that will actually stand out for a lot of us. Gender identity. Oh, these comments are very good. You guys are definitely right that these are some of the things that we can look at when we want to do our campaigning for gender-based violence and to end gender-based violence. Raising awareness, again, about marital rape. Teen dating violence. Oh yeah, that's a very good one. Advocate for effective SGBV referral pathways, access to justice, and survivors healing. Those are very good things that you've mentioned there. Masculinity. Sorry if I said that right. Women as commodity. Definitely, this is an issue for some countries.
Okay, so thank you for that. We do have some questions because I see that time is going. So let us go to some of the questions. So the first question is, does WAGGGS have a project on empowerment self-defense? As far as I'm aware, we don't at the moment, but that is definitely something that I will push for WAGGGS to do, because I think self-defense, especially something that is called feminist self-defense, is something that is really amazing. It is about how you use your voice and how you use your body. And I think that's something that we could all use, in particular women, because we are taught to shrink ourselves. So thank you, Fernanda, for that question. Also, Deborah Mankopane, feel free to jump in at any point in terms of the questions. Another question is, how can we help someone suffering from gender-based violence if she wants to talk about it? If she wants to talk about it because of the threat. I'm thinking that maybe that means if he or she doesn't want to talk about it, because it's a threat. I think with some of the things that Deborah mentioned, I think when it comes to safeguarding, if there's anyone who feels is at threat of gender-based violence or any type of violence, there are NGOs, there are organizations that you can go to where they can get support. I think if you know that someone is at threat, as I said, it is safeguarding that person is safe. And so it would be great to maybe send them services or who can help them. But if it's a child, like I said, safeguarding is something that you're going to have to report. Someone asked, is gender-based violence really just about women? I'm going to answer no. I wouldn't say gender-based violence is just about women. But I think it's about understanding that there's a particular type of violence that happens to women and girls because of our gender, and understanding because of the power imbalance, women and girls are subjected to particular type of violence, for example, sexual harassment, rape, FGM, and some of the others that were mentioned earlier. I think that it's important that all of us participate in ending gender-based violence, including boys and men. I think it's important that boys and men are equally educated and understand the impacts and the implications of causing violence against women and girls. Do we have Shekinah Lee that has joined us?
Guys, finally.
We want to welcome, in the last 6 minutes, we want to welcome our colleague Shekinah Lee that has been trying to get on the call for the last 40 minutes. So welcome Shekinah Lee, because we have been stressed in the back trying to sort this out. Welcome Shekinah Lee. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, guys.
And you know what they say about divine timing? You have come at a perfect time. If you can help us end with the scavenger hunt and our last word as we begin to close.
Okay, so the scavenger hunt, what we'll ask everyone to do is find something orange that represents 16 days of activism. So yeah, can we all go find something orange?
I'll just say, as you know, 16 days of activism happens from November to December. I can't remember the exact dates. I want to say November the 25th to December the 10th, I think. Yeah. And basically we use that time to advocate on issues pertaining to gender-based violence, women and girls. And the official color for that is orange. And what we want everybody to do, as Shekinah says, is find something orange. I actually need to go and find something orange. 1 second. Shekinah, did you let this pass?
Oh yeah, that's orange, definitely. Oh, beautiful flowers. I found an orange pen and an orange peg.
While people find some things that are orange, I also just want to quickly, there's quite a lot of questions. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through them. I'm just going to quickly see if I can answer some of them. So Sophie has asked, considering the lockdown and the difficulty to get a safe and confidential space for victims to talk, how can we help fight against this? Deborah, I know you mentioned something earlier, so do you want to just repeat some of those things?
No problem.
So just off the top of my head, some of the things that could be done in terms of confidential space is using phones, but I also know that with phones there could be danger if the perpetrator is actually in the home. It could be maybe using texts, so at least that way she isn't in danger. if it's actually speaking on the phone and actually deleting texts.
And like also you can reach out to like support groups. Some like for my country, we have other than the main organizations that does a lot of ending of gender-based violence campaigns, we also have our youth groups, which we can reach out for help through texting, calling, and basically setting up neighborhood watch or community patrol, stuff like that, and online counseling, whether with an organization or you can just do it like peer-to-peer.
Thank you so much for that, Deborah. Also in the chat, I'm seeing people say, I have an orange box, I have an orange lamp. That's cute. I have an orange keyring, orange pencil, orange highlighter, orange bed covers. Lovely. Thank you for all of those things that people have said in the chat. Shekinah, do you want to speak out for the last minute and remind people that they can end gender-based violence?
Yeah, what I'll say is that I hope today's session helped you guys in encouraging you guys to join a campaign, do some little that you do. It goes a long way. I hope this session helped you on how to in the first steps to get there. So what I can say is let us join together and stop the violence together. We can do it. Thank you.
Yes, we can do it. Deborah or Mankopane, any final words?
It starts with me, it starts with you, it starts with all of us.
Check on someone that can make a difference in someone's life. So we all can make a difference. Shekinah, do you want to end us out? Say goodbye to everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.